mean, it's quite the trip. The car just drives itself. I mean, it's really, yeah, and if someone slams on their brake, it brakes for me, and then it steers for 1 minute without my hands on the wheel. Now, they do recommend you keep at least one hand and or both hands. It's incredible. I never thought that I'd drive one of these in my lifetime. I didn't think I'd still be alive. I'm surprised I made it this far. So now you see that little green icon right there? Yeah, that is the self-driving, and the HDA, that's letting me know how much distance I have. Let me close the sunroof to avoid some roof noise. There we go. It has air-conditioned seats, leather, and if I press this button, so that's distance 4, distance 3, distance 2, which is still pretty safe. That's distance 1, and now because that car, let me just put it in distance 4, and now it's gonna start slowing down if that car doesn't speed up. There we go. 77, it was at 78. And this is, you know, a $35,000 car by Hyundai. Just driving northbound I-15. We're definitely not in rush hour, it's 10 a.m. But the fact that you don't have to adjust the gas and the brake, it automatically adjusts for the flow of the traffic. And then in just a second, it's gonna prompt me to put my hands on the wheel. But it's steering itself. It blows me away. My dad, I don't think my dad, well, he would find it interesting, and I think he would trust the technology. If it's really rainy, I think the car has a difficult time detecting the lane lines. But in clear weather, I haven't tried this in snow. I don't know if I'd want to, but right now, yeah, it just took a turn all by itself. And in just a second, it's gonna yell at me. Come on. Do you want my hands on the wheel? Yeah, see right there were bumps, and during the self-steering it had some trouble. So you really can't, it's not that you can't depend upon the steering, but you really have to be alert, because at any time it's going to need you to intervene. I also like the heads-up display, and the display constantly changes. So right there, that side mirror warned me that that car was coming, and as soon as I turn on my blinker, now I have that video feed, and it helped. I still turn my head, of course, and then it turns back to the RPM, and then if I want to turn this way, it shows me my speed in that window. That's pretty cool. So right now the steering wheel is green again, so now I can let my hands off, and at any time if it thinks I'm not attentive, or if it sees that my eyes are closed, I think it checks for that. I'm not going to close my eyes and test it.
5 minutes 21 seconds.
Oh, thanks, Samsung.
Lap speed 55.9. Total 13 minutes. 10 miles. Heart rate 94 beats per minute.
That's the voice of, well, that's one of the voices from the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. It does a really good job on the freeway, driving through the city, hands-free. The green steering wheel mode, I don't trust it as much, but the HDA distance 4, I like it a lot. Wow, unbelievable. And the soundtrack for Fall Guy, I highly recommend it. So 2024 Tucson limited edition with the leather, the eternal whatever sunroof. It's awesome. It's a pretty smooth ride. I do think it could be a little softer. Sometimes it's a little bumpy, and I don't know if that's because this is a rental car with 24,000 miles on it from Enterprise. Okay, now I need to get over, so I'm going to signal, and then it's going to slam on the brakes because that car is too close. And now I'll keep going over, and now that there's nothing in front of me, it's going to speed back up to the cruise control speed of 77, which I don't want it to because I have to get over again to get off on Center Street. But it is pretty easy to drive with one hand, I must say. And the cruise control with the auto braking and everything is just awesome. And I thought the whole self-steering or guided steering was only in cruise control, but right now, whenever you see that green steering wheel, that means that it can help you stay within the lane. So right there, I just applied a little bit of turn because I was getting too close to that center dotted line. Self-driving cars, who knew? But in 2024, they are much better than in 2023. It used to be when you were with a self-driving car or in a self-driving car, felt like you were driving with a teenager. No offense to teenagers, but I was a teenager and I was not that smooth of a driver. And I think all this technology makes your driving a little safer, especially when people get distracted. I mean, right now I'm just, the screen's knobbing on, so I can't see anything. I'm just holding the camera, which is nice. Huh. Pretty amazing. Welcome to Orem. What are your thoughts? Pithy comments, type those down below. Would you trust a Hyundai to help you drive to work? What do you think of the HDA, the auto braking for cruise control? I think it's pretty sweet. And air-conditioned seats? I think that's a must now. My next car has, I don't care if it has the sunroof or not, but it needs to have air-conditioned seats. And this has been another gadget review by me, Pietro. Thank you for clicking on by. I'll see you again, I don't know, 88 hours or sooner. I have a bunch of new gadgets that came this week. I'm not done yet. I'm unboxing 6 new things this week. And I'm still reviewing the Galaxy Watch 7. It also reminds you to move if you take too long at the stoplight, which I think is really, really just humorous. I think it's so funny. I turned off this one setting. I'll have to review that in another video. It kept on popping up this cup of coffee like, hey, you need to take a break. And we've been driving for a half an hour. I don't know if it's using some type of camera system and it thinks I look tired. So right there, if I had cruise control on, it would have braked for me because that idiot kind of cut me off. Utah drivers are not that good. There's also collision warnings if you get too close. So that's kind of interesting. So at this next stoplight, I'll be able to show you the functionality of reminding you to move. Oh, the stereo, Bose, and it goes really loud. Sounds great. Leading vehicle is driving away. Thanks, Hyundai. So if you're one of those distracted drivers that likes to check your messages and check email at stoplights, which I refrain from doing, this car helps you keep in line. If you haven't seen the Fall Guy movie, please go see it. Ryan Reynolds, awesome. Alright, that's enough for now. See ya!